Tonight, scientists are explaining why a reported earthquake was a false alarm and another confirmed quake wasn't that big of a deal. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Marcella Lee has the night off.
I'm Jesse Pagan. Last night's earthquake off Ensenada wasn't unusual, but a false reading of a quake near Catalina Island isn't something you see very often. CBS 8's Regina Ahn talked to scientists to find out how it happened.
Experts say Southern Californians experience about 20 to 30 earthquakes a day. Last night's earthquake with the epicenter in Ensenada was not out of the ordinary, but what was a false alarm that was a misreading from the U.S. Geological Survey. The rumble last night was a surprise to some people.
So it was a little startling and definitely reminded me that we live in California where the earthquakes are.
And for others, not that serious.
I thought it was my son jumping on the bed upstairs.
I spoke with USGS scientist Dr. Robert Michael DeGroot tonight, and he says what we experience is nothing out of the ordinary.
We live in California on an active plate tectonic boundary. It's constantly in motion.
DeGroot says every year Southern California moves closer to the Bay Area by an inch.
We just happen to live in a place where there's just a lot of movement going on all the time.
But he says earthquakes, especially like the 4.6 we experienced last night, is actually kind of a relief.
There is some science behind that potentially there may be a bigger event after this event, but that possibility decreases very quickly after the earthquake, the event yesterday. So the chances of having an earthquake after this that may be bigger is pretty small.
This morning, a false alarm near Catalina Island reported by the USGS Shake Alert, a system that monitors activity. DeGroot says it was incorrectly published.
It was actually a series of stations that had a noise glitch. Two of those stations were on Catalina Island itself, and the other two were on the coastline, one in Huntington Beach and the other one in Long Beach.
DeGroot is part of a massive team that built and operates Shake Alert, a monitoring system that can quickly detect an earthquake. He says in this instance, the information was given too quickly.
We produced the information, but it turns out that the earthquake ended up being canceled.
Keep in mind there could be potential for aftershocks after yesterday's earthquake, but DeGroot says unless you live in southern San Diego, it will almost be unnoticeable as they'll be very small. There is an app that will send you a warning right before an earthquake. We'll have a direct link for you available on CBS8.com. Just click on the help button.